JBN, we keep you informed. Jamaica's Most Wanted, Episode 14. Rohan Don Gordon. Let me say none of the episodes in this series is to glorify any of these criminals, but it's been used as an avenue to say to the young people, eventually crime doesn't pay. Most, if not all of these subjects died violently and at a young age. Rohan Gordon, otherwise called Don, was born on May 31st, 1981. On January 31, 2003, while the Stone Crusher Group was still known as the Renegades, Don Gordon, then 22 years old, already recognized among his peers and likewise the police as a leader, was arrested and charged with the murder of an 8-month-old child. According to media reports, on January 27, 2003, at about 9:05 p.m., little Navalja was with her parents at their shop along Leone Avenue when they were pounced upon by 3 gunmen who opened fire on them. The toddler was later pronounced dead at hospital, while her parents were admitted in serious condition. Thereafter, the police theorized that the intended victims were the parents of the child. And if that was not rampage enough, Gordon was fingered in another killing, not but 12 hours after the killing of the infant, that of 32-year-old Primrose Brown. She was killed about 8 a.m. the next morning. Her indiscretion. She had condemned the killing of the infant, most likely the night before, when a crowd would have gathered at the earlier shooting scene. Even at this early stage of Don Gordon's criminal exploits, and the group not yet rebranded as Stone Crusher, the police were all but begging persons to come forward with evidence of the crimes allegedly committed by Gordon. Following Gordon's January 31st arrest, DSP Knight, instead of relying on evidence driven by scientific methods, all but begged persons to provide information. We are not exposing Gordon's photograph, but anybody who has come in contact with him and who he has committed an offense against can come forward and feel satisfied that they will be protected. We have this man in jail, and we're going to do everything in our power with the public's assistance to keep him there. With Gordon behind bars and 3 of his lieutenants, things should be back to normal as it was in the first 2 weeks of January. Gordon will face other identification parades as it relates to other offenses, some committed in 2002. This is the man who has been on the run for the past year and a half. We have already executed a warrant on him for shooting away from the murder, and he will be facing at least 5 other identification parades in the coming week, said Knight. Fast forward, and 3 years later, Gordon ended up back on the streets. In April of 2006, the police had named him and Lassie as leaders within the now rebranded Stone Crushers and placed a bounty of $500,000 on the head of Gordon. 8 months later, in December of 2006, then Police Commissioner Lucius Thomas had caused, no doubt, a result of Gordon's continuous assault on the citizens of St. James, to report a 100% increase in the reward for Gordon's removal from society. The $500,000 was hiked to $1 million, more dead than alive, some lawmen wanted. Gordon was also elevated to among the 4 most wanted men in St. James. On May 20th, 2007, almost 1 year to the day that Delano Bigger Crime Williams was killed by the police, at about 12:35 p.m. in Paradise, Norwood, police reported that they were on motorized patrol in the community when they noticed a beige Toyota Corolla motor car. A similar car was when Delano was killed, with 4 men aboard. They signaled the car to stop, and when it did, all 4 men alighted and fired at the police, damaging a service vehicle and injuring 2 policemen. As to be expected, reportedly, fire was returned, and thereafter Don Gordon was found suffering from gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. An inventory of his person revealed a Taurus 9mm pistol, serial number 96099, loaded with several 9mm cartridges. In the aftermath, Superintendent Steve McGregor, the commanding officer for St. James, said, "What I can say this means is that we have taken out the most wanted in the parish." But McGregor was disappointed that the lawmen were unable to bring Gordon to justice. "Unfortunately, we had to take him out in this manner. It was not our intention to do that. But when you engage my officers in that way, as I've always said, this is one of the eventualities." Gordon, 26, had eluded several police dragnets for quite some time. the most recent, when he ambushed a police party in the residential Bogue village community about 3 months ago. It was reported that he was shot, but managed to shoot his way to freedom. Residents said that Gordon was clad in a bulletproof vest as he traded shots with the police. The man then bust more than 100 rounds, while the police vehicle shoot up, a resident said. Endon, Glendavon, and adjoining communities were under siege by alleged members of the gang since the fatal shooting of Conroy Stennett, otherwise called Winston Lewis and Weedy, who was reportedly Gordon's henchman, McGregor said. On Sunday, June 17, 2007, Gordon was laid to rest, no doubt in style at Dovecote Memorial Park in St. James, vault number 771. However, before Don was laid to rest, his 15-year-old brother, Jermaine Gordon, was fatally shot in a confrontation with police in Farm Heights, St. James on Wednesday, June 13, 2007. The dead teenager was reportedly identified as one of 4 men who robbed a man of his motor car and a cellular phone at gunpoint in Dunbar about 11:20 that same night. The police were placed on alert following the robbery, and about 11:35 p.m., the car was seen carrying 4 men in the Farm Heights area, said Corporal Peter Salke, Constabulary Communication Network CCN liaison officer for St. James. Officers intercepted the vehicle, and the men came out of the vehicle firing shots in their direction. The gunfire was returned, and the men ran in different directions. Further reports are that shortly after 6 a.m., Jermaine Gordon's body was found along 7th Street in Farm Heights with multiple gunshot wounds. He was also wearing a ski mask. The police say that the stolen cellular phone was also recovered from his person. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily uploads.